Today we're going to be doing my first duct tape tutorial. I've never played with duct tape because I thought it would beat me, and I'm going to try and see if we can outwit and beat the duct tape. What I thought we would do is take this little Capri Sun packet and make it into a little zipper coin purse. Here's the zipper. I thought it was a cute little zipper. It's not very long. It's, I think, a 5 or 5.5 inch zipper, and it's the exact same size as my bag. The frog is back in my throat. What I wanted to do first, and I don't know the rhymes or reason behind any of this, but when I cut open the bag to clean it, because I want to make sure there wasn't any sticky juice inside when I did this, I found that it has this angle. I don't know if you can see me doing this. I hope you can. But in the angle, it had this plastic to make the bag so that it would be angled at the bottom for your juice to be able to squeeze out of, I guess. So what I decided I would do is cut that out of there. And it actually is harder to cut than the duct tape was. And what I did with the duct tape, for your how did I actually get it off the roll, the way I did it was I got it started, then I put the roll between my knees and I pulled it forward with both hands, and that worked really well. So again, in a sitting position, I put the roll between my knees and just with it like this. Can you see that? So that when I pulled, and then I'd roll it up and pull it toward me. Both hands, my knees made it so that I had some leverage. It worked really well. Back to this. So I've cut it on two sides. The third side, the other two sides I'm going to leave intact. I figured the duct tape would be strong enough to clean up this side, and then we're going to run our zipper along. Okay, Aggie and Bella wanted to tell you a little bit about that. And so I'm going to clean up the top so that it's completely straight across. Hopefully these scissors will do it with no problem. Or I'll have to go to my Tim Holtz. Looks like it's a Tim Holtz moment. And make sure that the side is completely straight so that our zipper won't have any problem making sure that the whole project works out. I don't want to have my angle be the reason I screwed up the project. And I'll have enough excuses for why I screwed up the project without that. I need to squeeze it a little bit more because I can see that I only have it straight on one side. I know I could have done this beforehand, but then what would be the fun in that? You wouldn't be able to see me make all these mistakes. So we're going to get rid of this. I'm not sure if, because this is aluminum foil, I'm not sure if it's going to be sharp at all on the edges, but I want to forewarn you that if it is, you want to be careful of that. Just, you know, safety first. So when I watched other people do any tutorials with duct tape, what they did was they started at they did theirs inside out. Well, you absolutely know I won't be able to turn mine inside out. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to start from the bottom on this side, and hopefully I'll be able to move that back a little bit more. Hopefully we'll be able to do it straight. And this side of the bag we absolutely know is straight. So keeping that in mind, we should be able to do this. I should have realized that since duct tape is so sticky that we would have an issue, we being me and the duct tape. And then I'm just going to really rub it in there, burnish it on there so that it really stays. And then I'm going to do one on the other side because I'm not exactly sure how this is going to... Oh, I got some dog hair on that one. How lovely. My dogs weren't even in the room, and yet they left me a gift. How pretty of them. So then we're going to do this the same way. Oh boy, I gotta go down that way a little more. Ooh, that wasn't fun. If I didn't make all these crazy noises, you wouldn't have anything to look forward to in my videos. I wanted to make sure, I've seen these videos, and like I said, I wanted to make sure that I tried one, and if this doesn't work out, you know you won't see it on camera, but I wanted to do it so that we could say whether or not we would be able to do a project like this. And it's not that I'm having trouble getting it to do what I want it to do, it's that I can't get it I'm trying to line it up on the edge, and I'm having trouble getting this edge lined up. So I guess I am having trouble with it. No, I really don't think I am. I don't feel like I am anyway. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can get that zipper in first. And I think I'm going to snip this edge so that we can put the zipper in without having any trouble. This is going to be the do or die moment because I know nothing about zip sewing, so all I know about this is what I've seen other people do in videos. So that leaves the door wide open. I'll be right back. I have to get another color of duct tape. I needed another color to do the edges and to do in the inside that wouldn't be as wide as the regular kind. And this for me is the hardest part of duct tape, is getting the edges started. I do want to tell you the brands that I am using. This one came from the dollar store, that I know. The other one I got at Walmart, and it is duct tape. I mean, it's called that. I'm going to pull it out for you so you have it. That is the brand, and it was a lot easier to pull off than this is. And it was a lot easier. It maintained, like, can you see that? How I'm going to have to throw out a lot of that first roll, see, because it chewed it off, which is kind of strange, but you can probably see it better on the mat. Can you see that? How it chewed it off? That's weird. But since I'm not going to be using it, it doesn't matter that I screwed up that end. And then I used an exacto tool. You know, I call that a demon blade because I'm not really confident that I won't kill myself with it. There's that. And then I made grid marks on my paper. You didn't get to see me do that between my legs, but you don't really need to. I made grid marks on my cutting mat, and this is this is specifically what this is for, is to cut on. So make sure that whatever surface you're using to cut on, that it's specifically for cutting, because you definitely do not want to do this and end up ruining something else while you're doing one of these crafts. And then this is not, in my opinion, this is not something, after you cut it, it certainly is something you could do with a kid. But don't do this with a kid with the cutting part, because that's, although I did watch a little girl do a tutorial on it, and it just freaked me out, because I couldn't believe that a mother would let a little girl use an exacto knife, but she did. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my ruler. I think I'm going to use an angle thing. That's the technical term for this. It's an angle thing, because I want to make sure that my angle thing goes straight across. And you know I was kidding when I just said angle thing goes straight across. I just want to make sure that when I do this, that I line it up so that the angle of the side of my cutting board makes it so that I make a straight cut. If you knew my oh, that was really straight. If you knew my geometry skills, you would say, holy crap, I can't believe she even tried to say anything about geometry. She knows absolutely nothing about geometry. Okay. My buddy Beth at least would say that. She'd say, oh jeez, don't let her talk about geometry. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Shut her off. I hope this project works, because I found all kinds of cool things you can do with duct tape, but I really believed I wouldn't be able to do it, and so this is our test run. Of course, I already bent that over. Hopefully I'll be able to unbend it. Oh, who's kidding who? I won't be able to unbend that. Maybe we won't need that piece. So what I'm going to do is, because you have to look, I have to think this through. You have to line up you have to line the inside, and I did the same thing with this piece. you have to put this on the inside. I should have ironed this or something to make that flatter. Let's see if we can. When they did it on YouTube, I'm going to take this closer to me so I can see it better. When they did it on YouTube, what they did is they put their I'm going to zip it shut again. I'm sorry, this is a learning experience for us folks, and I know if you want to give me a thumbs down because I'm learning, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I feel bad that I've wasted your time so far with not knowing exactly how to do this. But again, I'm not doing this the same way as other people did it because I can't physically do it the same way they do it, so I have to revise it for the way that we can do it. I hope that answers that quandary, if you have a quandary about it. And I realize every time I pull this up, I end up having a little bit of it curled under, because it's special that way. I'm trying to get close to that zipper line, but not right on top of it, because I don't want to have my duct tape interfere with our zipping. And I'm going to line it on the other side as well, but I wanted to try that part first. Let's hope this works. So then what you do, what they did anyway, is they took their zipper. Okay, that's the top of the zipper. Then what they did was they folded their zipper in half like that, and they, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take a little bit of duct tape and duct tape it to my board. This piece I cut a little bit weird, so I might just use it as our piece to hold it down with. And then that could work for my friends who can't do things with both hands. Let's practice a little bit with this by putting a little bit of the duct tape. I'm going to put it below where we're going to have that. And hopefully I'm going to stop for just a second and stand up to make sure this is 100% in frame, because I have this problem lately. I know this is frustrating for everyone, but I have this problem lately. I need to cut off another piece of plastic in the inside there. I know it's frustrating for all of you when you're watching a YouTube video and they're out of frame. And lately I have been having so many problems with that I ended up having to throw out, I think it was 2, maybe 3 different videos. That's probably my answer right there. I'm feeling a lot more confident about myself. Then I'm going to take this piece of duct tape and I'm going to run it along, because it's going to be covered up for the most part underneath. I'm going to run it above it. I'm going to have to put a couple pieces, it looks like, so that it's closer to my zipper line. Then, holy jeepers, we got that far. I'm going to turn my zipper over and get my, tape it down again in a different way. But taping it down does really work. That really did help me to be able to figure out what I was doing better. Then I'm going to fold it over so that my zipper is closer to this side, and I want to give myself some room. Looking good. Things are starting to, we're cooking with fire. Is that how they say it? I think it is. What else would you be cooking with? Oh no, don't they say I'm cooking with gas? I don't know what they say. I'm not going to make that saying up for now. Let's see how I am as compared to the other side. Yeah, I'm pretty close. This is starting to get exciting. I don't know why, because I haven't accomplished anything yet. See if I can cut that off. Probably should have cut more. Okay, now we can get rid of this. So, I'm going to take the paper off there. Then, depending on whether I want to line it with that green, I probably should take this back. I'm going to cut that off at the side of my piece and cut it off below that. Okay. This is probably the best video you've ever watched of mine because I don't have time to ramble and talk about nonsense. You're probably thinking, geez, I hope she makes more projects with duct tape because she doesn't talk so much. Okay, now we have to figure out a way to stick our ends down in. I've seen other people do this, but I'm not exactly sure how they did it. I think I'm going to go like that, and then tape around the edge. We're going to put the tail of the zipper down at the bottom, and then I'm going to run the green duct tape. See how easy I did that? Well, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't super duper hard. Then I'm going to tuck these flaps down, and I'm going to continue running the duct tape, and that is going to reinforce everything we just did. And then I'm going to cut it on that edge. Oh, look, I cut the side. Oh, golly. Then I thought of something else that I had planned on doing, that I need to pull these back. I watched a video yesterday that Lindsay the Frugal Crafter had on, and it was about coming up with a word for the year, and the word for the year had to do with making sure that you committed to something kind of bigger than yourself. And I can't remember what her word was, but I decided my word would be give, because I want to give more of myself, and I want to give people pleasure with this video site. I want to give them ideas, I want to give them insights, and I want to just give. I want to feel like I'm giving back, because I have been so lucky in my life to have so many people who have been so good to me, and I just feel like I should give back in more ways than I am. So that's what my plan is that I'm going to incorporate in my head, not live for all of you to have to listen to me talk about, but in my head I just want to think about, am I doing this for the right reasons? Am I giving more than I'm taking? And I really just want to do that. I just want to do it. I want to give. And you can incorporate your word however your word can be, but I think it's a great movement, a great idea for people to be able to think of something. It's not the same as a resolution. It's different than that, and I just like the idea of it, and so I'm going to do it, and hoping that some of you will come up with a word that you want to live by and create for yourself. I'm going to try, and I know I could have done this before when it would have made sense, but this edge is a little bit weird, and I think I just want to make it a little shorter so you can see a little of that green. Of course, it's probably not even, but, well, whatever. We're giving it a shot. There. Now you can see a little of that green. I'm going to have to cut that little edge off because it doesn't have anything to keep it glued down with. Do the same on this side. Cut a little bit of it off so it has a little bit of border. It's kind of like in card making when you have that 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch border so that people can see the background color. I'm going to cut it with scissors. Who am I kidding? I'm not good with that demon stick. I know some of you probably think that that it's easier to do than I'm making it look, And some of you who struggle are saying to yourself that it's not that easy. Uh-oh, I got a problem. Oh, I know why, because I just did this. Some of you who struggle with physical issues also realize that I'm making it look as simple as I can make it look. I try really hard to do things as quickly as I can so that people who do not struggle with any physical problems would want to watch our videos too. I really would hope that other people will watch, because I want to make sure that everybody, well, more people would want to watch it than not. I know my hands are off-putting to some people, and I'm okay with that. But I'm hoping that that the content, the overall content, might be enough to have people watch. I should have known when I put this down so quickly that I would be wanting to pull it up later, because you know that's kind of my technique. Do it wrong the first time and then go back and fix it because you screwed it up the first time. Darn it. What was I thinking? That edge doesn't want to come up as easy as the other one did. Well, at least you get to see how easy it is to work with. It's not that easy to work with. But, to be honest, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. Okay, I need a little bit more of the green, I think, to edge this side. And then I am going to edge the bottom with the green as well, but when I do the bottom, cut it right there. When I edge the bottom, my plan is to just edge it and not lift up any of the paper that's already there. Then, let's cut off the bottom. Okay, then we'll run another piece. Where did my end go? This tape that from the dollar store is really worth $1. Well, at least this roll is. It really has its issues. I did look up something yesterday that I said I was going to look up. If this video goes up after the video that I did for my watercolor pencils, I said that I really didn't know how you pronounce the name of pencils that Koh-i-Noor. It's Koh-i-Noor. Koh-i-Noor. And I also found out that Derwent is the way you pronounce. Everybody pronounces them Derwent. It's Derwent. That's how it's pronounced. That is the way that they're made in Germany, and that is the way that the Germans pronounce it, Derwent. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how much of this I have in about 4.5 inches. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of these. Then what we're going to do is we're going to stick down our first piece. And I'm going to try and make it a little bit centered. Then this piece is going to overlap it a little, I think, unless I cut it off, and I don't feel like cutting it off. So I'm going to try and not cut it off, but I'm probably going to have to. I'm going to hopefully line them up, and in the end they're not even the same width. That's hard to believe. Cut that off a little bit. And, well, that stuff I have stuck to that. I don't know how they can't be the same width. I just did that. You saw me just do that. How can I be that crazy? Because ruler, cutting tool, you do the math. And now it's a little shorter than the other one, but we're going to ignore that. I think I'm going to put a little embellishment there anyway. That's that side of our little bag. Then we're going to shoot for this side of our little bag. Going over that way a little bit. And lining it up. Now, because I'm me, and I'm really seriously wanting to bling this up with a little bit of ribbon, I'm contemplating that really hard. But before we do anything else, we're going to see if our zipper works and if our bag is in fact a bag. Our zipper just unzipped, no problem at all, and our bag is in fact a bag. That's unbelievable. I'm frankly shocked that it worked. And now I'm going to zip it back up, and there it is. We made a bag. Okay, now I'm going to bling it up just a titch. I knew I had this wild pink. Hopefully I have enough of it to go all the way around the bag. But if I don't, I can always use the other one. But I thought I would put it on the seam line so that no one really sees the seam. Let's see, I'm going to go edge to edge. I realize you can't see it that much, but I know it's there, and that makes me happy because I know it's there.